and gentlemen, it's good times only, TJ Marconi. And when I want my wrestling news, I watch the Squared Circle. You should too.
Eddie? Good. Hollywood J. Williams once again at us. We are on. It is October 13th, ladies and gentlemen. Woo. This is your lucky day, not your unlucky day. You're watching the Squared Circle. I'm Hollywood J. Williams, along with Dangerous Dan and Mr. Ruckus. How goes it this week, sir?
It was a busy week last week, and I'm a little tired this week. Last week being at Yankee Stadium, watching the Yankees get their heinies handed to them.
Yeah.
I think I had a little part in that, but it's good to be back.
Good to be back. So what's going on, Dangerous One?
Not too much.
Not too much.
We have a lot of things coming up this weekend, but we'll discuss those later on in the program.
A little later on in the program, but I want to say we had a great time. I thank the staff at Us versus Them Wrestling once again for putting on an amazing show. Once again, it was out in the cold. Yeah, well, I would say it was about 40, 45 degrees out. There weren't as many people there braving the cold as there were in the summertime during their last extravaganza. But the card was phenomenal. Colt Cabana was there. It was an honor meeting him. Yeah. Robbie E from TNA, Crazy Steve also from TNA. Yeah. Yep. Very, very bittersweet seeing the last Connecticut match of Shane Marvel.
Yes.
Right. He's moving to Arizona.
Yeah.
So warmer weather awaits.
I was going to say, yeah.
Right.
I wish we all could.
Maybe the whole state of Connecticut will move to Arizona eventually. I don't know. But no, we had a tremendous time. The main event was great. It ended up. Johnny Idol was not there. He was taken out by the East Coast Bastard crew, so it ended up being a 6-man between the East Coast Bastard crew, taking on Colt Cabana, Scotty Wilde, and former WWE star 3-man band member Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal, let me tell you, that's one big Indian guy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he looks a lot bigger in person. Yeah. Yeah. So it was definitely a pleasure meeting everyone. Yep. The next event for Us versus Them Wrestling is not going to be in the same place because at that point it's going to be December 12th.
Yes.
And I think
an outdoor show in Connecticut on December 12th is
right.
You're not going to have anyone show up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what are you going to do? Have the wrestling ring decked out with Christmas lights?
Yeah.
I don't know. But December 12th, Us versus Them invades Whirly Ball.
Yes.
In Enfield, Connecticut.
Yes.
Whirly Ball.
Are you familiar with the Whirly Ball?
I had to do the research online. I was not familiar with the Whirly Ball.
And what exactly?
And what did you find out?
Whirly Ball.
Whirly Ball is a game played with, it looks like bumper cars, and they hand you like a lacrosse stick, and there's a ball.
Oh.
Yeah. It seems pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't think any Whirly Ball is going to be played that night.
No, that'd be interesting though.
Right.
Like when WCW had the monster truck match.
Mm-hmm.
You can have the Whirly Ball match.
Have the Whirly Ball match, definitely. So, something to be said about that. So as we learn more about Us versus Them invading Whirly Ball in Enfield, which is up the road from where they were, the last venue they were out last weekend, we'll bring that to you.
And I believe the event you were at, Us versus Them, had two former guests of ours, Dickie Moon and Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball?
Wagurski.
Wrecking Ball was there. He was in a three-way match with actually the gentleman that you saw open up our show, Good Times Only, TJ Marconi. Can't remember who the other person was, unfortunately.
And we're going to get feedback.
We're going to get...
Jason this time, not really.
That's me.
Names.
That's me. Tom Juba.
Thank you.
Now I remember. Juba. That was his name. Juba. Right. So it was.
And he said three-way.
Very funny. It was very interesting seeing Wrecking Ball there. It was very interesting seeing Hippie Dickie Woods.
Hippie Dickie Woods?
Hippie Dickie Woods. He changed his name.
Oh.
Right. Teaming with a member of the 5-Star Spectacle.
Okay.
Right. That team didn't really work out too well. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Right. I wouldn't call Honest Dave and his client there. I wouldn't call them. I wouldn't say they're hippies.
Yeah.
In the least, it didn't. Just a mixed match, like the Odd Couple.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It happens every now and then.
I don't know if I would have switched my name to Hippie Dickie Woods. There's just something about
Dickie
that.
Woods.
Dickie Woods.
Dickie Woods. Right. But I had to say it was nice seeing it. I think it's a very positive thing seeing PWA talent there with some of the people that you see in Massachusetts at Pioneer Valley and so on. Right.
Well, it's nice to see the talent all getting along, and it just it's more opportunity for the talent. You saw, as we see now, Lucas Sharp, moving from his time in Northeast Wrestling, over to Pioneer Valley.
Right.
All right. So it's just more opportunity for these guys to wrestle and get their name out there and get some more exposure rather than just one venue, or one promotion. And it's nice to see at least some cooperation, if not a complete
meeting of the minds like maybe they had back in the day.
Right.
With all back in the territory days where everybody had that.
Back in the days of the NWA when
right.
You had the ruling body and they had an exchange of talent on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
And I proposed that to going back a ways, and it's just so hard to get these promoters together, and to share their interests.
Right.
And I think it's just booking alone, and they haven't really overbooked. Summertime is usually.
Mm-hmm.
When they book so many shows either back to back or even on the same night. Because when you were at Us Versus Them, Northeast Wrestling had a card, so we had a split.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the other show was at the other show.
Right.
So if they had booked it, and gotten together, the fans could have gone to both rather than having to choose between either Northeast Wrestling or Us Versus Them. And I'm not making a judgment on the talent or validity. I would like to see both.
Right.
I'd like to see them both prosper and benefit. But by booking on the same night, you're splitting the Connecticut audience.
It's true.
Right. And of course, in this part of the country, Connecticut, as opposed to some of the warmer climates, we have a more shorter season where we can go out and watch the independents.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And once the winter rolls around and we get some weather on the ground, people aren't going to show up for these
right. Exactly.
shows.
If there's a threat of snow.
Right.
If there's a threat of snow, there's a chance that card won't even take place to begin with.
Oh, right. If there's 2 feet of snow, you're not going to go out to see an independent card.
No.
Hey, Vince canceled the
Monday Night Raw.
a Monday Night Raw.
And Vince never cancels anything like that.
Well, it was more Malloy, but
Exactly.
it was Daniel Malloy.
Mhm.
And I had tickets for that show.
And guess what?
I remember that vividly.
Oh, yeah. That's the first time I remember Raw being canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. Whenever the gentlemen in back are ready, I did have some interviews from Us Versus Them. Not from this past weekend, though. I don't want anybody to get confused. It was from the card back August 29th
Yep.
that I went to and got some great interviews. I interviewed probably the best female tag team out there today.
Not the Bella.
Not the Bella Twins. Ashley Vox and Delmy XL.
There we are. Sea-Star.
The Sea Stars, of course. I interviewed them. I interviewed TJ Marconi, who is a talent out of New York, and another talent out of New York who was one of the opponents for the Sea Stars that night, A woman that calls herself the answer to your prayers.
Really?
Ariella Nix.
Nice.
So, whenever they're ready, they can let me know. They're talking another minute or two, so
Okay.
we'll be ready for that.
It's not quite official yet, but the big news coming out of WWE is that ESPN has agreed to start covering WWE on a regular basis. So as I have been bemoaning for years now that nobody really pays attention
To wrestling.
the sports stations really stay away from it because it's not technically a sport. Entertainment Tonight and those type of shows stay away from it for whatever reason because they don't consider it entertainment.
Right.
So, WWE and for that matter TNA are left out there to fend for themselves without any other exposure.
Well, you're right. The entertainment shows do stay away from it traditionally, unless of course, something happens like this past weekend when Rusev got engaged
to Lana,
to Lana. Then TMZ stepped up and covered that.
Yeah.
So it does. They will cover it, but it takes something beyond the beyond the ordinary.
Right. But I mean, they cover. For my goodness sake, the sports networks cover the World Series of Poker.
I know.
How that is considered a sport.
And they'll show hours and hours of poker matches.
And you can't devote a couple of minutes, on Sports Center.
Well, now, John, in all fairness, you get one or two in me, and let me tell you, those poker games get quite wild.
Oh, I'm not saying it's bad entertainment, or I'm not making a judgment on the poker tournament, but I don't see how that's a sport.
It's more a game.
Yeah, and you can't devote a few minutes to WWE or TNA or even some of the local wrestling. Have a segment where some of the independents send in some matches or some footage, and give them some love.
Right, certainly. If we can see the high school games, the varsity games, so forth, it'd be nice to see the independents get some attention on the local media.
Bowling, I mean, you can see bowling. You can
Anytime. But right now, I'm Hollywood J. Williams, if you don't know.
Still.
And I give to you Ashley Vox and Delmy XO, the Sea Stars.
Williams here for the Squared Circle at Us versus Them Wrestling. I'm here with the Sea Stars, Delmy XO, Ashley Vox. How you girls doing tonight?
Doing great. A little sore.
A little sore. So this is your first time
Tag
teaming
team.
up.
Yep.
How did it feel?
It was great. We've been training together for 2 years to finally go out and perform together. It was a great feeling. Yeah, I know I can rely on her. It's a great time partner.
So, who's been training you?
Doug Summers. Doug Summers has been training us for 2 years.
Dynamite Doug Summers.
Dynamite
that
Doug
kind of makes
Summers.
sense now. It's all making sense to me now.
We're very similar, yeah.
Very, very, very similar. So, it's nice that you were teaming together, and where do you see yourself going in the future?
We hope to continue tag teaming, continue the whole Sea Stars tag teaming,
I think it's a great idea.
travel around New England and, just have fun. Have fun with wrestling.
Definitely. I mean, you have the Divas Revolution with WWE. What do you think about the state of women's wrestling now? You think there should be more women getting involved in the sport?
Definitely. I think more women should try out for wrestling. I like the idea that they've given them more time in the ring. Instead of like 4-minute matches, now they have like 10 to 15-minute matches. And they're telling a story. So I think the women's wrestling is growing by day.
Oh, definitely. They have a couple of organizations out there that all the arts. Shimmer.
Shimmer, Triple W.
So, do you have any person that you would like to face eventually?
When I got into watching independent wrestling, because I grew up watching, national TV like WWE.
Right.
I started watching independent wrestling. I would love for us to go against tag and go against Belmont and Alexis Nevaeh because they've been around the business for over a decade and they're really good and they know how to wrestle. So the two girls that we would love to go against.
Where do you see yourself in the future?
We would love to travel to Japan or the UK or even Canada and just kind of just travel together and just wrestle around everywhere.
Around everywhere. Japan, definitely.
Mark our territory.
Mark your territory. What about WWE or TNA? You see yourself maybe a WrestleMania sooner or later?
If it comes, it'd be great. If it doesn't, it's okay. Yeah. Doing matches like this at a small town, it feels great. Like just the crowd reaction, it gives you energy, and that's what we need. It makes us happy.
I say on our show, I think about 70% of what we talk about is just independent wrestling now.
Yes.
Because it's people like you never know. You might be watching Raw or TNA or even Ring of Honor a few years from now, and you might see one of you say, yeah, we know him when.
Maybe. No, definitely trying for Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground.
Sexy Star. We're aiming for you.
Definitely. Well, I want to thank you girls very, very much.
Thank you for having us on.
Definitely. I invite you down to North Haven, Connecticut to our studios.
Definitely.
We'll do this more in depth there.
All right, awesome.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. You too.
They're just amazing.
Yeah, I think you have a crush. I really do.
Me? Crush?
I think it's a good thing that the Squared Circle logo was like covering the front of you.
And let me tell you,
The
were
views and opinions of Mr. John Zimmerman do not necessarily reflect those of management of the Squared Circle. Thank you very, very, very much.
you were sporting quite the tan there that day, my friend.
That was back in August.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a gentleman by the name of Good Times Only, TJ Marconi. He works out of the New York area. Since this interview that I did with him, he's taken on Kevin Nash.
Nice.
Independent show. I think he touches on that a little bit, but whenever we're ready for this. Another 30 seconds.
Another 30 seconds.
Another 30 seconds. Time is money, buddy. Come on, man.
But meanwhile, here's some bowling now.
He's ready. He's ready. Here we go.
Versus them, right?
Debut. I had a great time tonight. My crew had a great time tonight. I've never seen this before. I wanted to talk to you about
Man, I'm just TJ Marconi, Mr. Good Times Only. I started about a few years back, but I haven't been up in New England that often. This is my first time in Connecticut in about, I would say, like 3 or 4 years. It's a really good place. Us versus Denver. Connecticut. I'm all around New York, and I also go up in Rhode Island a lot, to be honest. It's my first time here in Connecticut. I really like it.
You're managed by DG.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. He's got a lot of connections everywhere he needs to be, and he was there when I needed him tonight to be. That was amazing.
Yeah, and you definitely did a good job being out on stage. It's a good tribute to the Undertaker. How did you learn how to do that?
Practice. I got antsy one day at training, and I was just starting out, and let me try this tightrope thing. I always like the Undertaker, and obviously I'm a big Kevin Nash fan, so I tried it out, and it worked out well, and I use it every now and then in my matches.
That's really good. So they're going to be back here on October 10th.
Absolutely, I'll be here October 10th, right back here in Enfield.
Where else can we find you?
Follow me on Twitter at TJ Marconi. Every weekend I'm somewhere else. Next weekend I'm in New Jersey. The weekend after that I'm in Staten Island. And after that I'm in Brooklyn where I'm wrestling Kevin Nash. So it's, every weekend I'm somewhere else.
How you preparing for that?
A lot of time in the gym.
A lot of time.
A lot of time in the gym, man. He's a big boy. I'm big, but he's bigger. So
Wow. Battle of the Giants.
yes, sir.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely.
I'll see you guys soon.
We're going to look out for you.
Thank you.
I want to invite you down.
Absolutely, man. We'll change.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good times only.
Yeah, quite the large fellow.
Right.
As he said, not quite as large as Kevin Nash, but he was quite the large fellow.
Right, definitely. If anybody can hear me in back, it doesn't seem like we have the phone number up. Wow. Oh, I see.
We can't hear what they're saying to you.
You wanted to play the clips first.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very, very nice. That's 203-907-0436, as usual. And as soon as he'll let me know when the next interview is being uploaded here, but the next one is a House of Glory student by the name of Ariella Nix.
Yes, you mentioned her.
Right.
What else do we know of Ariella?
She'll be explaining it to us.
Oh,
definitely.
I'll let her do the talking.
Let Ariella do the talking. All she can say is the answer to your prayers is here.
Wow. I've got quite a few prayers.
And if the answer to our prayers comes here, then the answer to our prayers will be here. So maybe I ought to talk to her about coming on.
There we are.
There we are.
Yeah.
And our prayers could definitely be answered.
I know you're looking to get the female forum
Right.
started, and Ariella would be a good
I think so.
good addition to the mix. And
Definitely.
of course, you're a big fan of the Sea Stars, so I mean,
Exactly. We've got
right along.
we've got plenty of female talent to converse with.
Yes.
Definitely, we're breaking ground here, ladies and gentlemen. The answer to your prayers, Ariella Nix. Hollywood J. Williams once again at Us Versus Them. They're just breaking that ring down right now, but I'm standing here with Ariella Nix.
Sweet.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
Well, there's a little friction there after the match with the Sea Stars.
I know. I don't take losses well. You know, Mecca, she hit me by accident. I hope it was by accident. I don't know. She hit me, and then all of a sudden I get back up, and she lost the match, and I just got angry. You know, I don't like losing. I'm a winner, and she let me down, and she had to get in my face, and I just had to knock her out.
Every now and then,
Yeah.
right?
A little angry at times. I know. That was my birthday present to her, I guess.
That's your birthday present, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. You're from New York.
Yes.
Who do you wrestle for and train for?
I'm a House of Glory student. I train with Amazing Red and Brian XL. I've been with them about a year and a half now. Just started wrestling a couple of weeks ago, actually, and been managing for about a year. So still very new to the business.
Very, very new to business.
Yep.
Where do you see yourself going down the road?
Well, hopefully the dream ends with WWE. That's my goal. So, you know, just taking the baby steps, just trying to learn, you know, work new places, meet new people, and just gain as much experience as I can.
Definitely. Are you proud of the way women's wrestling is being presented now on television with this revolution all of a sudden?
Yeah, I'm glad that like the women are getting more time. We put in just as much effort as the men, and you know we deserve the time too. And I know it's like it goes back and forth, but I'm proud of the women, and I just hope we continue. And I'm glad like this revolution is happening.
I think that Divas title, I think the TNA title, women's title, are just as prestigious.
Yes, they all have meetings. So
They all have meanings.
exactly. So.
Exactly. I mean, who had the Fabulous Bull, had that long 10, 15-year record. I mean,
Exactly. She was so awesome.
I mean, it might be hard to break that, but
Yeah, you know, but like she said, she paved the way, and just hopefully we can continue. And now we're getting a lot more exposure. We have a lot more talent, and we're training just as hard. So we deserve the time too.
definitely. So, can we look for you anywhere else coming up soon?
The next show I'll be at is at Excellence Pro Wrestling. That's in Sellersville, PA. That's September 12th. I'm making my debut at D2W at September 26th. So I'll be around. You can add me on Facebook or Twitter, and I'm always posting about what shows are coming up. So please add me, Ariella Nix.
Will do. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Take care.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the answer to your prayers is here. My name is Ariella Nix, and when I want my wrestling news, I go to the Squared Circle.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Excellent job, I must say.
That was a great
Very
one.
good questions.
Yep.
Yeah. Good commentary there.
I know.
No, I thought the answer to your prayers was Toxis.
What? That might be the answer to somebody else's prayers.
He fell in the dress.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Doug Summers.
It's definitely. I mean, it's not the answer to Ashley Vox's prayers. That's for sure. She takes on Toxis on Saturday, October 24th, as Pioneer Valley presents The Wrestling Dead.
Oof.
Right.
That should be another great show because Pioneer Valley, we've been to a lot of their shows, and I don't think we've been disappointed yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
But one thing that Ariella mentioned that is she's training with Amazing Red,
Mm-hmm.
and as our viewers know, Amazing Red fought for what was it
The
called?
PWA Squared Circle Television Championship.
That's right.
Right.
Amazing Red himself, TNA superstar and House of Glory superstar,
Right.
training the future.
Exactly.
Right there in contention for, what's it called again? EWA
Squared Circle Television Championship. Amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
As soon as they get that some other footage queued up, this is from Revival Pro Wrestling.
Nice. So while we're talking about the title, before they run that, sold out the first run. Second run has just come in. Get yours now before they run out again.
Uh-oh, we don't want that to happen.
Smoking hot. You're going to help support our show. Keep the travel expenses and DVDs and camera crew and all that. Keep that going. So you know how to contact us. Contact us through our Facebook page. Come see us at the events we're at, and we'll get you hooked up with
Absolutely.
our swag.
Our swag.
Are we ready?
We're ready for Slick Wagner Brown competing
Wagner Brown.
Yes.
the beginning of August 15th at Revival Pro Wrestling in Chicopee, Mass.
There's a
Okay.
taste of six-man action.
That was a taste of six-man action last month at Revival.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, you'll see a lot of great action like that and more at Revival Pro Wrestling, and they're just wonderful people, and we're glad that they were welcoming to us. And, guys going out and doing a great job while I'm working hard. So others.
Exactly.
But hey, good stuff. Good stuff.
Good stuff, definitely.
We have other matches.
Well, we're waiting for the call-in guest. I can just run off. You're gonna hold off until this man calls up here.
Okay, great.
But I can run through PvP.
Yep.
Or whatever I did with that. We did mention Ashley Vox and Toxis.
Yep.
Also, that's a no disqualification match. We have the grudge match. This is months in the making. The guy wearing the dress, Doug Summers, Dynamite Doug, taking on the returning Hammer Tunis. It's his first singles match back in a long time, from what I understand.
Yep.
So we have that as well. And also for the PvP title, Brad Hollister goes one-on-one with AJ Cruz.
Nice. That's going to be the match of the night. That'll steal the show. Hollister and Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
Two top-notch performers, and I just can't wait to see them battle it out and see who comes out on top. But once again, with a card like that, the fans come out on top.
I think so. Definitely. AJ's going to have Lucas Sharp in his corner, too, from what I understand.
We know he causes a little distraction,
Now, is there any, how do I put this lately, side action between you and Lucas Sharp on this match?
I have not talked to Lucas Sharp in quite a while.
Any monkey business?
No.
Wait, that's something else.
That's something else. That's from somewhere else a long time ago, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was acquitted of all those charges. I don't know what happened to that guy.
Yeah.
And I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah. But I understand the monkey is going to file an appeal.
What?
Banana, monkey, appeal. Never mind.
Okay. Also, Team Eagle, it's a Survivor Series kind of match. We have on one side Johnny Idol, Marshall McNeil, Mike McCarthy, and Jeremy Leary taking on Team Aristocrats.
Nice.
And this version of the Team Aristocrats is going to consist of?
Of course. William King, Zachary Pierre Walou, Wolfgar, and last but not least, Tomahawk.
There we go. See, you do remember.
I remember a lot.
And we can't forget PWA.
PWA also has a card this coming Saturday evening.
Yes.
And we would be remiss if we did not mention it.
It's the first annual Ox Baker Memorial Show. This would be 1 year approximately from the time of his passing. Is that our call that we're waiting?
That is our call.
All right, we'll get back to the PWA.
We'll get back to the PWA momentarily. Let's go to the phones here. You are live on the Squared Circle.
What's going on?
Not too much. What's going on with you?
Just had dinner.
Just had dinner. This is Jose Perez.
I feel good and I'm ready to talk.
You're ready to talk.
How are we doing today, gentlemen?
We're doing great. Welcome to the Squared Circle.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. You are involved, of course, with Revival Pro Wrestling, and they're having a card this coming Saturday evening.
Correct.
At St. Thomas the Apostle Church in Palmer, Mass., I understand.
That's it.
That's it. So just talk to us a little bit. Tell us how you got involved with RPW. We've been a big fan of RPW for years now.
Well, basically, to start off with myself, I was a professional wrestler for 22 years throughout the New England area. I just recently retired. I had wrestled for RPW on a few occasions. Got to know Eric very well. Kind of went on from there. kept in contact. Unfortunately, after his passing, things were kind of left up in the air, and I was approached about possibly coming on board and helping out, see if I could put something together and make it work. And that's what we're pretty much trying to do now, is restructure and reset everything back up and make it something people can be proud of.
Right. You have a whole new roster, pretty much. Lots of new talent coming in, I understand.
Yeah, a lot of new faces, a couple older faces. Just trying to mix it up, make things fresh, make things new. Talent that's viable, so we can move and shake and do things that the business needs. We need to shake up. That's what we're trying to do.
And certainly you're going to do that, definitely. So tell us about this. It's going to be in a church, St. Thomas the Apostle, this Saturday. What time's the bell time?
7 o'clock sharp.
7 o'clock sharp.
Yes.
Don't be late.
With independent wrestling, it's always, I can get a few minutes late because you know what? They'll start late. I don't start late. I start at 7 o'clock.
We appreciate that.
You're on a tight
shows
ship.
It done on time. Shows it started where they need to start. We get it done. We get them in, get them out.
There we are.
Got about 8 strong matches ready to go. Very proud of this particular card that we have set up this weekend. Top to bottom, I think it's a great setup that we have going on with everything leading to our big event in December. So from the undercard all the way up, I think that every match speaks for itself.
Every match speaks for itself. It's you got. I don't. We had some graphics I sent to the studio. I don't know if they're prepared or not, but nonetheless, we can go over the card.
There we are.
There we are. Here we are right here, right now.
Getting rowdy.
Getting rowdy. The RPW heavyweight championship.
I gotta take your word for it because I'm not on the computer right now. So.
Obviously. So I'll just I'll tell you what the viewers at home are seeing right now. RPW heavyweight championship match. AJ Cruz going one-on-one with Jason Blade.
AJ Cruz, what can I say? AJ Cruz is by far one of the guys people consider the underdog, has the biggest heart, and that's probably the biggest fight of most big men that I know. We'll give it all every single time. Just this time with Jason Blade. Jason Blade's an individual that of late has a pretty big chip on his shoulder. Jason Blade's a staple in New England. He's for about 15, 16 years. He's had the opportunity to wrestle for Ring of Honor, had the opportunity to go travel. So this is no pushover walk that AJ's going to be walking into right now. So it's a test. It's going to be a test of strength and test of will to see who's going to be the bigger man. I think at this point in the game, we're trying to elevate, the RPW heavyweight title. AJ Cruz expressed that he wanted to have talent that could push him and generate him to be a better wrestler, not only for RPW, but for anywhere else that he shows himself. He wants to get pushed, and that's what we're trying to give him. Give him matches of caliber of talent that's going to push him where he needs to go.
I think AJ Cruz could definitely, if he pulls this off, he could be the face of your company.
He's a long-standing face for my company. He does a lot of stuff for a lot of other people, and I love him for it. Like I said, he goes out and gives it all to everybody, whether it's 5 people or 5,000 people up there. He will always give you 100%.
That's what we love, and you never know who that one person in the audience is. If there's one person sitting in that row, that might be the scout. That might be the guy that knows the guy behind the guy.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I'll give you guys the first heads up exclusive, and I'm pretty sure people are going to hear it anyway. We have other promotions that are going to be there. They're invited to the show. We're working a collaborative effort to try and bring in other organizations to swap talent, swap ideas, to try to make things bigger and better for the independent scene. So there are going to be opportunities for people to get in touch with new promoters so they can go out and maybe wrestle in Boston or in Canada or down to Florida. So there's a lot of things going on right now that we're trying to do, and I want to get our talent seen.
That's fantastic. Not to be selfish with your talent and to get the people out there and give them an opportunity, to wrestle somewhere else and get a different style and get themselves exposure.
Yeah, we were talking about that before.
Try to get them out of the area, wrestling the same people. You don't learn that way. The only way to learn is to wrestle new people. Get out of your comfort zone, become something, be somebody you're not. Fail, succeed.
Yes.
That's the only way you're going to get it done.
Wow, you know,
That's what things I'm trying to do with the town.
I absolutely love that philosophy, and that's 100% what we're behind.
Right. We were talking about that a little something like that earlier.
Yeah, yeah, you know, and to get your guys out there, and you know, everywhere you go, somebody has something to teach you, and if when you think you've learned everything, then you know that's when you get stale.
Exactly.
So we have on the screen right now, Getting Rowdy, the RPW United States Championship match, right? And Slick Wagner Brown and Anthony
Gangone.
Gangone. I was going to pronounce that the French way. But...
Anthony Gangone is another tough individual. A lot of people kind of consider him a guy under the radar. Very monotone, very low key, but has the ability. I just don't think he has. I don't think he's been given the opportunity to kind of get out of the shell.
Yeah.
At least in the area that I know of. But he's always willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. Slick Wagner Brown, on the other hand, he's an entirely different breed.
Yep.
He's considered the king of the underground. You know, he's traveled the world. He's been to Europe. He's been to Japan. You know, he's been there and done it for a lot of things.
We're very familiar with.
This is the first time. By the way, both those two matches are first-time ever matches, which is very hard to do in today's age, especially in the New England area.
Yep.
Both of those are first-time ever matches. This is the first time either one of these guys are going to meet each other.
Nice.
Same thing for Jason Blade and for
AJ Cruz.
Nice. They have never wrestled each other.
Nice. So it's not the same old, same old.
No.
It's not the same old, same old.
Absolutely not. It's very, very familiar with Slick Wagner Brown. I've seen him.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that's going to be a hard-fought fight. And just to give you a little backstory, what happened was back at our last show at Reanimated, basically what happened is Gangone actually broke his ankle at another event out of state at the time. And he's the champion. He's the United States champion. He was able to defend the title. Now, normally people either wanted him to relinquish the title or strip him of the title, and we didn't feel that was fair. So we decided to, if he could find somebody to step in for him, then we felt he was a champion, a good enough champion that we gave him the benefit of the doubt. Let somebody stand in for him and do this. Slick Wagner Brown was the guy that stood in for him to wrestle against, I forget his name now. Oh, man, I'm thinking so hard.
Yeah.
You know, but he came in and stepped in and won the match. But with that being said, by winning the match, he also now gets the opportunity to fight for the title.
Number one contender.
That was the agreement.
Nice.
That was the agreement.
And you also on the card have a semifinal triple threat match.
You have two of those, I think.
There's two of those going on. And the easy way I can kind of go around that whole thing, what happened was back in Reanimated, a lot of stuff went down in Reanimated.
Yeah.
The former champion wasn't able to participate in the event, so he relinquished the title. We were fine with him relinquishing the title. Instead of just coming up with a quick one-night tournament to put somebody, let's get a belt on somebody, it doesn't work. It doesn't do nothing for nobody. I want the title to mean something.
Yeah.
I want it to have that different flair, not just because you're a big guy who just put a belt on. I want it to mean something. So we came up with a three-way that night. Ended up being Tommy Trainwreck, which is in one of the matches this coming Saturday, along with Chris Pyro, which is also in the opposite match this Saturday.
Yep.
And he went against a gentleman named Smiley, Matt Luchador. Smiley was the one that ended up being victorious that day. He automatically gets the bump to December's event.
Nice.
Because we consider Smiley to be the number one contender.
Okay.
Because he's been doing enough. He's been trying to chase for that.
Yeah.
He's automatically going to be in December, on December 12th, where we go and crown a new No Limits champion. So what happens is, now we go to this weekend, you have two individual matches. The winners of those two particular matches will then go on to December to meet Smiley in a three-way match.
Wow.
For that No Limits title.
That's fantastic.
So you have Chris Pyro taking on Shady, and it's Chris Pyro versus Shady versus Devin Blaze. That's one of your matches there.
Yeah, Shady is the hometown boy. He's the guy that, he just doesn't stop. He's a scrapper. They energize the button, take the licking, but he's not ticking.
Nice.
He's that guy.
Nice.
He's that guy.
Now you mentioned.
Chris Pyro.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You mentioned your previous event. Now, is there somewhere? Do you have a website that we can see some of this footage, or YouTube page, or something to that effect? So
I can actually off there, I can get you all that information. I actually don't presently have that with me in front of me.
All right.
But I can get you all that information. I'll send it.
And we'll put that on our page. So I mean, bring some of the fans up to speed that maybe we're not able to attend that event, and it's always good to have the footage out there. We love to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, ever since
I know we have the Facebook page is open. You can see a lot of the videos actually posted there. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Excellent.
Those are on the flyers.
Yep.
So you guys keep the information on the flyer.
Yep.
So like I said, when it comes to those individuals, that match alone is going to be, it's just a weird concept of style. Because I'm not sure how that's going to work. Devin Blade is just a crazy individual. Can do a lot of weird things. Chris Pyle is straightforward, in your face, can scrap and wrestle with anybody on the circuit. And Shady is Shady. You think he's knocked him down, it just keeps on going. You think you knock him down, it just keeps on going.
Yeah.
Only problem with Shady right now is he has problems outside the ring with an individual, Dan the Man, that I don't know, I guess has a thing for this guy because he doesn't see why the fans like Shady so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're familiar with Dan the Man as well.
Oh, yeah.
Former guest of ours.
Yeah, so Dan the Man is an individual that can be, the problem is Dan the Man at the last event kind of did some stuff that shouldn't have been done and kind of how they won their match. They had a six-man with Shady, and Shady got his legs knocked out. And basically what happened, that's how that pretty much went. But just, Dan the Man's got a grudge against them. It's been going back and forth on Twitter and on Facebook, and I don't know why. Kind of what it is.
Well, it's the world of the crazy world of wrestling. So
Exactly.
Then you have Mike Grassa versus Tommy Trainwreck versus Xavier Bell. Am I getting that right?
Xavier Bell. Yep, Xavier Bell is a new individual coming into the circuit. She's just now starting to get a little name from stuff, start moving around. If I had to give style to this individual, he's like a monkey on crack. I know he's unorthodox. He's everywhere. He's somewhere. He's in there. He's that individual. There's nothing that's going to be left in imagination. If he has to throw his body into a car to stop himself, then that's what he's going to do.
wow.
He's just that guy. Tommy Trainwreck is somebody that can get in with anybody. He favors doing the Lucha Libre type stuff. He was in our last event. He was losing in. He was able to get the opportunity to move up, try to get the second shot chance. Mike Grassa, they call him a mind eraser because he's not raps and tag. He's a rocker. And I know him personally outside the ring. He's not there.
No.
Wow.
But it's great to have Grassa back. Grassa actually repped RPW before, so this is his kind of his return to the company. So it's great to have him there. I think that particular match is going to be the match to really watch because that match is just going to be. They're going to give it. They're all going to give it their all.
Yeah, everything and the kitchen sink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
and I mean, the card is so stacked. You have a mixed tag match as well.
That mixed tag match is something. It's something very dear and near to my heart. Honestly.
And why is that?
Because this particular match, I have personal out of the ring history and in ring history, all four of them combined.
Okay.
Okay.
With Anthony Stone, I've known Anthony Stone for many years. I've actually worked and trained with him. One of my very final matches the year I retired was against Anthony Stone. The girl that's with him is actually his real life sister. I helped work with her when she first started. She was actually one of my valets and a teammate for a year or so. So I've known, like I said, I've known that side of so much. But then the other side of the mix, BMT, Brandon Michael Thomas, I've known when he first started and watched him blossom and turn into a great Lucha Libre wrestler where he was able to go to Chikara and represent New England and Chikara.
Nice.
Ariel is in a class all by herself. I can't speak enough for her.
Yeah.
She's somebody I consider one of my best friends. She's somebody I consider like my sister. I'm an only child. And she's one of the few people I can honestly say that is like my little sister. But she's a heel. There are times I don't like her. There are times she don't like me. It's just,
Well, then you really are brother and sister because that's how it
it's
is.
like a light switch. It's like a light switch. If I like my wine cold, she likes hers hot.
Yeah.
If I like my steak rare, she likes hers raw.
Yeah.
It's just that type of thing.
Wow.
But that particular girl right there I seen her when she started, when I trained her back when she was 16 years old, breaking into the business.
Nice.
I was one of the ones that helped train her, and I got to watch her grow on the independence. I got to watch her grow and go to Japan. I've watched her go to Mexico and compete there. She's international. You know, she just recently took a couple of years off. She got married. BMT and her are real life husband and wife.
Wow.
They have four gorgeous kids that I love dearly, and they decided now it was their time to try to maybe just kind of re-spark what they love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
You have to do what you enjoy.
Outside of making babies, this next passion. So
That's
for
fantastic.
me, this is an amazing opportunity to have these 4 individuals on my card. Because it's that. I think it's going to represent great. It makes RPW look great. And it's just that type of feel. It's that particular match. Nobody's going to lose in this match. Fans, them, nobody will lose this match.
Well, you know, we always say, you know, with a card like this, the only winners are the fans, the people that show up and you know, get to witness such greatness, and it's just incredible. And to hear
that's the bottom line.
Yep, to hear the passion in your voice alone for what you're doing here, it's just fantastic. And
Listen, I'm married. I'm 23 years I'm married. My wife loves and hates the business. Loves and hates it because I don't wrestle no more, so I'm physically good.
Yep.
I can wrestle tomorrow if I want to. My wife would kill me. But with that being said, she hates the fact, but loves the fact that I'm still involved.
Yeah.
Because she knows I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
She knows I'm passionate about it. Listen, I'm a type of person, I pull no punches. I'm a straightforward individual. And I'll be the first one to say, I'll say this publicly, on the air, I'll say it to everybody else. I do what I do for this company right now for free. I don't care if anybody believes that or not. I do this for free.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, I don't care that the fans leave that show happy. All I care about is that the owner of the company leaves the show happy, and that all my guys leave the show happy and paid.
Nice.
That's all I care about.
Nice.
I loved being in the ring. I loved wrestling. I wrestled all over the place. I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I love being behind the scenes and doing and watching everybody else get it over.
Yeah.
We have to get you down to the studio one of these
Yeah,
days.
we got to get you down here.
We could go a whole hour with you, I think.
Yeah.
I can go on and on and on.
Yeah, the passion, as I say, the passion in your voice is very palpable. And
I live for live interview stuff. I live with it.
Yeah.
Any opportunity to get a chance to talk and speak my mind,
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
That's
And if it's
fantastic.
something like this that I truly believe in, it's on. It's
Yeah.
on.
Now, the only thing that I see missing in RPW is a television title. Now, we here at the Squared Circle, we work with one of the local organizations, and we sponsor a television
PWA.
title. Yeah, PWA, that's correct. And we have the PWA Squared Circle television title. It's possible maybe we can do something like that for you fellas.
We could probably discuss something like that. I'm gonna be the person that people will I'll probably get heat for it. I am not a big fan of TV.
Okay.
And I'll explain to you really quick why.
Okay.
Because if I could turn around and put my videos like you see everybody else put on, I can record my own self-wrestling and put it out on the internet, on
Yep.
YouTube, or
Yep.
whatever for free. Why would you want to come see me?
True.
Why would you want to come see me? TV is only viable
Yep.
if you can make money off it.
Right.
If you can put sponsorships on there, you can sell commercials, and you can do that, yes, TV is a great thing. I would love to do TV.
Yeah.
If I can't make money on it to produce what all the aggravation is going to cost me to produce TV,
Right.
it doesn't make any sense. I'd rather my philosophy of TV is almost like Paul Heyman used to have,
Yeah.
where they used to give you just a little bit of TV stuff
Yes.
and a whole lot of commercials. and they very rarely ever finish the end of the show with a
Right.
full match.
Right.
Right.
You had to watch next week to see what happened the
Right.
week before.
We just showed a little bit of one of the matches from the last time, but I didn't show the whole thing like I told you I wouldn't
Right.
because
Just a taste. And I think
Yeah,
just,
that's all you need.
you know, I
That's all you
mean,
need.
a show like ours, we give you a little taste and let you know when the next event is. You know, it's almost like, hey, if you want more, you need to go to see in Palmer, Mass,
Exactly.
on October
Exactly.
17th at St. Thomas the Apostle Church. You got to get there and getting rowdy.
Exactly. Anybody can watch us on TV. Experience live. People watch Raw every Monday night. but it's not the same as you sit in front of that, you know.
Oh, absolutely not. No, and it's the same thing. I mean, you can buy an album, you know, and it's no different. You know, it's a lot different than going to see the band.
Mm-hmm.
So,
exactly. But the key thing what you just said right there is buy.
Yeah.
You went and bought that album.
Yep.
To make you want to go see them.
Yep.
Because nowadays it's too easy to click YouTube and just watch anything you want.
Yeah.
Why would you get off your couch to go? That's why people are lazy nowadays. It's too easy to just sit in your couch and just watch them.
Well, you know,
I want people to get up and go to a show. I don't care if it's my show.
Right.
I don't care if it's I don't care if it's UBT or PvP. I don't care whose show it is.
Yeah.
I really don't care.
Right.
Get up, support independent wrestling.
Thank you.
Support the guys that bust their asses every week and start swearing. But do something. Support it.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones that you're going to see on the big screen someday.
Right.
Yeah,
and
that's what we say all the time.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's why we promote it, you know, and trying to get people out there. And like I said, we show a little taste of it so that, hey, you know, spark people's interest and get them out there. And, you know, you see Jason and the crew out there, and, you know, he's out there at PvPs. He's our RPW or PWA. And we're out there spreading the word of the independent scene.
That's what I appreciate. I appreciate that effort. Because it's going to take stuff like this and people smart enough to understand that the only ones that lose are the fans if not everybody works together and does things correct.
Yeah, and as you said, you know, we do this all on our own dime. It's it's not even free. It costs us. You know?
Well, we love it.
But you know,
we don't
do
complain
it because
about
we
that
have
at
a
all.
passion for it as well.
You love it, and that's what counts.
Yep.
Right.
That's what counts. You love doing what you're doing. That's what counts. The money aspect is the money aspect. Trust me, we all need more money. We all need more money.
Yeah.
Trust me on that.
More money, more money.
As long as you're passionate and you love what you're doing, whether it's that or this or wrestling or work, your family life, your personal, you have to love what you're doing.
Yep.
If not, there's no fun. I was told one day, real quick, if it's not fun no more, get out.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Amen.
Jose, we could
get out.
definitely.
For 22 plus years in wrestling, it was fun for me.
Yep.
I had my highs and my lows.
Oh yeah.
But it was always fun for me.
Amen.
We got to wrap it up, though. We'll catch up with you on Saturday. We could go all night, but we're just about ready to get off the air here.
I appreciate the time, gentlemen. I appreciate the fact you guys are out there supporting independent wrestling. That means a lot to me. Honestly, that means a lot. So please, you guys, just keep doing what you're doing. I was more than happy to see you guys this weekend. For the fans listening, come out to the show. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. It's not going to be the same RPW you guys seen before. It's a whole new breed of stuff we're doing.
Amen.
A whole new breed.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good night.
I appreciate your time, gentlemen. Have a good night.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry.
That was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, you can hear, as I said, you can hear the passion in that man's voice.
I know.
The love of that product and independent wrestling as a whole.
I know.
But,
we have to. I'll talk to him on Saturday about coming down here to North Haven.
Yeah,
I don't think he's in the area, but
you know, I can
think he would
picture
definitely
him just how animated he was. He must have been jumping around the room.
I know.
As he was speaking, there was no way he was sitting calmly.
But anyway, next week we'll talk a little more about Pioneer Valley and this wrestling dead card.
Yeah.
And I think Dangerous Dan needs an iced coffee or something.
We didn't get to your Ring of Honor news. We're sorry, but it was a great interview. Some great footage and some poignant questions on the interviews by Mr. Williams here.
Of course.
And
until next week, good night, good luck, and check out RPW this Saturday.